We have just got our very first proper news in terms of Season 8 for NBA Live Mobile. I will leave the link to this blog post from EA in the description down below where you yourself can actually go ahead and check it out. But what we have here is basically the blog post explaining what will carry over and what won't carry over going on into Season 8. Now, we can make a couple of estimates as to when Season 8 will actually drop. They will have to be estimates for the time being as we don't have an exact release date, but we'll go on to that a little bit later on. So let's start off with this blog post, and it starts off with basically a brand new image over here, just basically of a basketball court. I have no idea what the app logo is going to be or what the cover screen will look like, whether we'll actually get a cover athlete or not, or whether it'll be sort of generic or something like that. But as you can see, it starts off by saying NBA Live Mobile's 8th season, the newest entry of NBA Live Mobile, will launch later this month. So we know it's going to happen sort of around October time. It could be towards the very end of the month, but it's likely going to be fairly soon. It says we will talk about what will transfer from Season 7 to Season 8. As when Season 7 ends, some of its features will come to an end. We will also talk about some details and teasers on what to expect from Season 8. Spoiler alert, it doesn't really say much about Season 8 in terms of the features and all that stuff in this blog post. We could get, of course, some more blog posts going on as we get closer and closer to the release date of Season 8. Hopefully we will do, because in the past we have had some streams. Of course, Nick used to stream and he would give us a couple of updates in terms of where the game was at. And I think going into Season 5, we did actually get some full sneak peeks when it came to that season. So I'm not sure whether we'll get the same stuff this time. I think it'll be more of these blog posts, as that's what EA seem to do all the time being. But as we'll go on to what you will keep, and starting things off, NBA cash, that's always the same every single season pretty much, because that's something people spend real money in order to get up to. So that makes a lot of sense for it to actually go ahead and be something that you keep going on into next season. Now, coins will also carry over, and that has been the same from between Season 5 to Season 6, Season 6 to Season 7, and now that is going to be the exact same thing from Season 7 to Season 8. Now, I have a very unpopular opinion where I didn't want coins to carry over between Season 7 and Season 8. I know every time I'd mention it on the Discord server, people would be like, I'd love coins to carry over. Well, you guys have got your wish. Coins will carry over going on into Season 8. The reason I personally didn't want them to carry over is because we've had this so many seasons. It messes up the auction house, in my opinion, where cards go for an absolute ton of coins. People don't feel the need, including myself, to actually go ahead and grind for coins, because you start off the season, if you have been grinding for coins at the moment, or you've just simply had them carry over bit by bit, you have got a ton of coins. Like, I'm sitting at about just under 3 million coins at the moment. I could maybe make a couple more, but it does leave me with not much incentive to try and grind for coins, especially with the auction house being broken at the moment. Who knows? Maybe the auction house will be fixed and be really, really good in Season 8. I'm hoping that is the case. At the moment, I'm not really excited that coins are going to carry over. Let me know your thoughts though about all of this stuff, not necessarily the coins, in the comment section down below. The next thing you will keep is players. Again, I pretty much wanted a really harsh reset going on into Season 8, because I feel we're due one at the moment with the way the game has been being pretty much the same for the last sort of 3 years, 4 years even. I don't really know, the time has sort of flown by, but it has sort of gone on being the same thing again and again and again. So players are going to carry over. You can keep these as part of your multi-year lineup. I'm guessing that'll be exactly the same as what we have had this season. Hopefully you won't be able to use multi-year lineup teams in Showdown, or if you do, hopefully there's the divide between using your current season lineup and then your multi-year lineup, so you're not coming up against those crazy multi-year lineups with a regular Season 8 lineup. Hopefully that is the case. Again, we don't know any of that information so far. All we can go off is what's on this blog post. The next thing is jerseys, courts, and boost items. Guessing that will be very similar to what we had last time, where it'll just go on into your multi-year lineup if you have got those past season jerseys, courts, and of course boost items. This little paragraph over here is very important if you are really close to the item limit. So any additional players, jerseys, courts, boost items, so basically anything on your account that goes above the item limit, which is currently 1,350 items. I believe in the game it says 1,400. However, you want to keep it below 1,350, this number right over here highlighted, because as it says, anything above that will be completely removed from your account. So it's best to go ahead, go through your collection of players, take everything you can out of the sets, make sure you got nothing in there, so that you know you're below 1,350 items, because obviously things above that will be removed, and you have no control as to what will be removed and what won't be removed if you have got higher than 1,300 items in your inventory. So it is good to go ahead and curate your selection of stuff you want to keep going into the next season. You can keep a lot of things. You can also go on the other end and get rid of a lot of things. It's entirely up to you. We'll go through exactly what happens to all of that stuff a little bit later on. So that's all the things that you will keep. And now let's go on to the things that you won't keep. And of course, collectibles, style items, those won't carry over into next season. I'm not sure what it means by style items. It says this pretty much every single season. I'm sorry if I got up the blog post from last time going from season 6 to season 7. It is very similar in terms of what it will say. Hopefully that doesn't mean we'll get the exact same look to the game as we have had the last 3 seasons or so. Although I'm not holding my hopes up too high. I don't want to be let down with any of this stuff, and that's something that you guys should do as well. Don't hold your hopes up too high, because you never know what's going to happen with the game. It could be exactly the same stuff as with the blog post basically getting repurposed from last year as well. But collectibles, style items, those won't carry over. Again, not sure what the style items mean, because your boost items do carry over from season to season. However, this is where curating your collection is going to be useful, because your collectibles won't carry over, but they will be sort of converted into credits, which we have at the moment in the game. They're not the most useful thing in the world, but they do get you a couple of extra packs here and there at the beginning of the season. So 10,000 coins will equal 1 credit, which again doesn't really make much sense, because any coins token will basically be quick sold and add to your coins balance. So I'm not sure about that one. And of course, coins get carried over, so that doesn't really make sense. And again, I think this is the same thing as last season in their blog post, but bronze tokens, silver tokens, gold tokens, anything above that will be converted into more and more credits. You can see it goes up bit by bit. So say you're a bit over 1,350 items, you probably want to get rid of the bronze tokens, because they aren't going to give you as many credits as say a super token if you got them, or a royal token giving you 6 and 7 credits over there. So make sure you're going through your collection, keeping as many tokens as you can, but make sure you're prioritizing these higher ones that are going to give you more credits as you go into next season. Again, I don't know how useful those credits are going to be, but let's say there is an absolutely insane pack you can open at the very beginning of the season with a ton of credits. You want to be in a good spot with a good amount of credits, so make sure you're going ahead and curating your collection to keep up, to try and get as many credits as you possibly can. The next thing is, of course, the auction house is going to close. Now, they did change this in the game, because it was set to close at a certain date that was a little bit earlier than the one that they have now changed that to. I have no idea why that is the case, but as it says, as we conclude season 7, we will be closing the auction house and the ability to post any new auctions beginning October the 19th. So on October the 19th, what I'm guessing is probably at reset time. That is going to be different depending on where you are in the world. It could be a little bit after that. I have no idea exactly when, but on October 19th, hopefully the auction house will close, meaning you cannot post any more auctions on that at all. And the reason for that is basically because then all the auctions can finish their listing before season 8 begins. And the maximum time you can put an auction up for is 72 hours. That is 3 days. So judging by that, season 8 will have to come 72 hours after October the 19th at the earliest. It could be a little bit less than that, so that's sort of maybe October the 22nd and onwards. Of course, it could be a little bit longer than that, because as it mentions later on, they will have to take the game servers offline, so that means we'll have maintenance for maybe a couple of days. Sometimes it has been a couple of hours. Sometimes there's not really a set release date when it comes to the length of time of maintenance. We can expect season 8 to come anywhere after the auction house is completely finished, so that would be 3 days after October the 19th, plus the maintenance, which could last a couple of days. It could last a couple of hours. We just don't know exactly when that will be. So I mean, all they've got here is just to basically follow them for any extra sort of updates or anything like that. I'm guessing all the updates are mainly on their Discord server, so I'll leave a link to that if you do want to go ahead and join it. I post all the stuff on my Discord server as well as soon as it becomes available for you guys. And if we do get any other big news in terms of season 8, I will try my best to make a video on it just to help you guys out in terms of if we get, say, word of new features, new updates, all of that good stuff. I will definitely be making a video. You can see all of the season 7 blog posts are up here as well, including that season 6 one as well. So you can go take a look at them, see what is exactly the same as what is in this one. Again, don't hold your hopes up too high for season 8. We'll just have to wait and see exactly how good it will be, how much of the same stuff will be rehashed again going into season 8. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you like? What do you not like in terms of what is going to carry over and what will not carry over? I've given a couple of my thoughts in this video over here. But if you want to go check out my full season 8 wishlist, again, I have no idea whether any of the stuff in the wishlist will actually come true. You can go do so. The video should be popping up in the bottom left hand corner, and I'll see you guys in that one. Peace.